All right. Shabbat Shalom. This is Great Millstone, Louisiana Saints. We're coming at you with another live lesson. And before we get started, as always, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Shad, our double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for leading by example in these last days, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, all you Akim making your bodies a living sacrifice. So this lesson, we're just going to go into the identity of the true Israelites, starting with the tribe of Judah, and also go into these counterfeit Jews who've stolen our identity, and they pretty much convinced the world that they're the chosen people. But the scriptures have our true identity, and really, the more we're in this truth, the more we see that there are a lot of secular sources and non-biblical sources that also confirm that these people have known the whole time who we are, man. We're just finding out who we are, but these heathen that have stolen our identity, they've always known, man. So we're gonna get into some scriptures and go into some secular research, and let's start with Revelation 2 and 9.
This Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Right. And the true Israelites are in poverty right now, because when you go into prophecy after prophecy tells you that we would have to be delivered from the hand of our enemy, that we would have to be delivered from being the tail and not the head, that we would be under the curses until the Messiah came to remove the curse, man. Now, when he died on the cross 2,000 years ago, he removed the curse spiritually. We're watching that play out right now in the flesh. We're physically watching the manifestation of the kingdom of heaven. That's why he said the kingdom of heaven is within you. And if you don't believe in the Messiah, you're not going to take part in that. And one of the main reasons that you know that those people over in our homeland are not the true chosen people, they don't even believe in the Messiah at all, man. You got a whole, here it is, the scriptures tell you the Messiah is going to return us to the homeland. They went through a Balfour Declaration, and they don't even believe in the Lord, man. They're just a complete fraud, and we're going to prove that through scripture, man. So if you can give me Zechariah 9 and 6.
All right, this chapter 9. So Marcus said he in. I don't know, you got to let him in. It says Zechariah chapter 9, verse. This Zechariah chapter 9, verse 6. It says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Right, Ashdod is a chief city in Israel, and the word bastard means fatherless, man. This man doesn't have a true father. All right, our father is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the heavenly father, and only the Israelites are counted as sons of the Most High. He created all the nations, but he only chose us, man. What's that description in Isaiah that says, I'm your maker? He made
Isaiah 17 and 7.
Grab that real quick, Baba Kushab, because he made everybody, but he doesn't count the other 17 nations as his sons. And this prophecy says a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. That tells you that the true people wouldn't be there. Here it is, the Heavenly Father told us if we disobeyed his covenant, he would take us out of the land and scatter us, and we would only be brought back when the Messiah comes. So if you claiming to be an Israelite, why would a group of people be in the land right now trying to set up a government without King David, without the Messiah, without the law, statutes, and commandments? Matter of fact, get that article you were just reading about Tel Aviv, Abu Ghushab.
Oh, Khan, and if I could say too, Ashdod is about a 33-minute drive away from Tel Aviv in Israel.
Yep.
A further indicator that those gutter rats over there, imposters, is from touristisrael.com. And it reads, Tel Aviv Gay Pride Parade on June 12th of 2020. Tel Aviv Gay Pride has become one of the biggest events of the year in Tel Aviv. Visitors from all over Israel and the world come out in full force to celebrate. The city lights up in color and energy, proving its reputation as the gay capital of the Middle East, and perhaps even one of the gay capitals of the world.
That alone showed you that that's not the homeland. All right, first of all, the scriptures clearly tell you if a man lies with another man as he does with a woman, that's an abomination. They should both be put to death. Now, these are the same people that don't believe in the New Testament. They don't believe they're under grace. So if they were the real Jews, why would they allow just rampant, just filthy sodomite behavior to go on in the Holy Land? Why? Because they're not the holy people. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. You could take us out of the land and then put a bunch of people in there claiming to be Jewish, but that doesn't make them the holy people. They're clearly filthy abominations. And let's go into prophecy. If somebody give me Malachi Slacky, Micah, the 4th chapter, and start at the top.
I got you something too, to add to you about them in the congregation. Huh?
You bring out.
All right, go ahead.
This Deuteronomy 23:2, it says, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, even to his 10th generation, and he shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Right, and 10th represents completion. It's basically a bastard will never be a part of the congregation of Israel. That doesn't mean, after 10 generations, literally, okay, now you could come in. No, that means completely. You're completely removed. If you're not an Israelite, if your father's not an Israelite, if you don't go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and one of the progenitors of our nation, then you're not part of the congregation, man. You're a heathen. All right.
I got that word too, right there. I got that word congregation.
Strong's H 6951.
Kahal. It says assembly, a company, a congregation, convocation. It says for evil counsel, war on invasion, religious purposes, company of returning exiles, congregation, the company of returning exiles. So,
right, when you
so who was exiled? Yep, you got it, brother.
Yeah, when you go to the scriptures, there's two kind of strangers. You have Israelite foreigners and foreign nations. All right, when you go into I believe it's Exodus the 12th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, the rules of the Pesach, the Passover, you have the Israelite foreigners. They could come back and partake of the Passover, but you have they're actually strangers. They're not allowed, man. As the brother just read, the word congregation means, read that again, read that last one, because that's perfect.
It says a company of returning exiles.
Returning exiles. All right, the Balfour Declaration has nothing to do with prophecy, as we're going to read. And the prophecy clearly tells you what's going to happen when the Israelites return to the homeland. These devils have absolutely they don't line up with the scriptures, man. If it doesn't fit, then you're not the people. It is what it is.
I got one on that land too.
And another thing, it says that they shall not join us for war or judgment. So if they don't join us for war or judgment, which we're going to wage on the heathens, going back to Psalms, the 1st chapter, ask the me of the heathens, and y'all can give you them for your inheritance. It says, if they're not going to congregate with us with war and judgment, that means we're going to be waging war and judgment on them.
Yeah.
So that cuts the continuity, which we're all going to be together. You got it out.
That's perfect. Bring out that Exodus 17 and 16 before the elder gets to it.
I know the elder. So you got one, huh?
Yeah, I got two real fast.
Two. Want me to bring this out?
Yeah, get that one first because it goes with what the brother just said.
All right, this Exodus 17:16. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
That's plain, man. Amalek is the grandson of Esau Edom. Today, the Amalekites are referring to themselves as Jewish people, as Israelis, as Ashkenazi Jews. They're just basically imposters, man. They're walking around pretending to be us, pretending to have our heritage. And here it is, they've given you African American studies. All right, African American studies was created by so-called Jewish people, scholars. Okay, they gave you Black History Month. They gave you Black culture. They control the record industry. They control the radio station. Everything that you see that's promoted as Black culture, as hip hop, is owned by Amalek. All right, and Amalek is also the forefather of Alexander the Greek. These counterfeit Jews, they're the reason why the self-proclaimed white man is able to rule the world, because that's the head of their tribe. Just like Judah is the head of Israel, Amalek is the head of Esau Edom. Alexander the Greek was an Amalekite, all right, and his force generals, man. Those are the Dukes of Hazzard, basically. All right, you got it.
Yeah, it's the first one I had going into that land was Isaiah 26:10. It says, "Let favor be shown unto the wicked, yet he would not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord."
Right, in the land of the righteous, man. The brother just read they're having gay pride parades in the Holy Land, man. You devils think you're going to get away with that? You seriously? First of all, we're the chosen people. Look what the Lord did to us when we started going off in the Holy Land. So how much more you? You're not even promised any mercy from the Lord, and you're defiling the land. What do you think is gonna happen when you? If somebody can give me a Deuteronomy 30:7, Baba Bushar, when you look at everything that happened to us, all of the curses that came upon our people, that's gonna come upon you now. Brother got it.
Yeah, the other one I had. The other one I had real fast was Ezekiel 36:5.
Con, we're gonna get that up. We're gonna get that.
I got 30:7 for you.
Con.
Hey, Amawad.
Yeah.
I've also got some information on 2 of the gutter rats that came up with this whole African American and Black American concept. When you want it.
Yeah.
Bring it all up.
I got that 30:7.
Con, bring it up.
This Deuteronomy 30:7 is saying the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which prosecuted thee.
Right. Which persecuted us. When you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, from the 15th verse all the way on down to 68, that's the past and present of the nation of Israel. But it's the future of you heathen, starting with Amalek. Everything that we went through at your hands, at the hands of these heathen that you put over us, is going to come upon you now, man. So if the Heavenly Father is going to punish us for defiling his holy land, what do you think is going to happen to you? You can expect Deuteronomy 28:16 all the way on down, even going on into slave ships, man, because we're going to round you up. You're scattered all over there. These what do they call them? Hasidic Jews. They're all over South America, man. Just like you came over there and you put our people on slave ships, we're going to go down there and we're going to bring you back to the Holy Land, man, on ships. Every prophecy that took place, that transpired, and that happened to our people is going to happen to you. Is really all you have to do to know what's going to happen to you is to just look at what happened to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's your future. But right, you had something right up.
This, it says, meet the fathers of African history in quotes. The anthropologists who created the field of African American studies and African studies in today's universities and institutions. They were the teachers of W.E. Du Bois, Zora Neale Hurston, among many others. One's name is Frank Boas, and the other is Melville Nurkowitz. Not only do the Black Americans out of the Africa motherland concept come from white or Edomite eugenist Charles Darwin, but the Black American historical connection to the landmass presently known as Africa is based upon 2 Jewish men for the sole purpose of suppressing records of Black Americans' origins and indigenous history in America within academic institutions created by Edomite supremacy. And again, their names are Frank Boas and Melville Nurkowitz.
I don't know if you could share my screen, Elder, if you could see it. You're on the phone now. I don't know if they let you do that on the phone.
Hold on, let me see. No, I don't see it on the thing.
Okay.
Well, I think I do.
Yeah, this is Franz Boas. Now, does this look like a man that has the best interests of so-called Negroes in mind? Does he look like he's here to help you, give you your heritage? Nope. Why would you follow somebody that even looks like this? First of all, this man. So how's he gonna help you, tell you who you are? Man, this is so insane. Like once you come into the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, everything that we grew up believing is completely insane. You have a slave ship called a Good Ship Jesus, which is funded by Amalek, these self-proclaimed Jewish people. How is somebody that took you from your homeland and stripped your language from you gonna tell you who you are? It should some sort of light should go off in your mind. Like, wait a minute, why are Caucasian people trying to teach me that I'm African? Do they really? What does that mean? Your first thought, wait a minute, I'm probably not African. Yeah, you got it. Right.
Hey, not even that. How the so-called white people beat the shit out of me, but yet they're white Jesus coming back to save me and save everybody else, man. That's bullshit, man.
Yeah, total madness.
And one of the first boats to come over was named Jesus or something like that, right?
Yeah, the Good Ship Jesus.
Yeah, and this guy's the American. He the father of American anthropology, which didn't you deal with it? The anthropologists on the block. Remember the guy that we broke down, and he was like, "Man, you spent 30 years." He was like, "Man, I spent 30 years of basically having nothing, man."
Yeah, he was an anthropologist for 30 years, and he couldn't answer where does the seed of man come from.
Yeah.
Darwinism is total madness. First of all, the original name of that book is The Origin of Species for the preferred races. They took the second half of the title off of the book, and now it's just called The Origin of Species. But the whole premise of the book was to prove that we come from monkeys, and then Caucasians come from us. So they're the highest of all people. They're the preferred race. That's why they took the title away. It's complete nonsense, but it's still, just because they changed it, they still teach it. They still teach that in schools. They still teach that all over the earth, man. They don't teach the scriptures. They don't teach the Bible. But our people will tell you that the Bible is the white man's book. But why doesn't he teach it in any of his institutions if it's his book? He teaches everything contrary to the scriptures. But they're supposed to be the holy people. They're supposed to be the people of the book, but they don't teach the book. That's madness, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Charles Darwinism, Johannes Blumenbach, right? And many other guys, man.
Those are all Amalekites, man. Every single one of them. They have a problem with the Most High because the Most High has war with them forever. The brother has the Micah. We can start.
What's the other guy name? Gerald Massey. All them guys are fucking devils, man. Right? Each and last one of them that came up with the concept of these different religions, philosophies that you niggas love the whole
Champollion.
Yeah. What his name is?
Jean-Francois Champollion.
Yeah,
that's another devil too.
Yeah.
You niggas love to hold on to that Egyptology shit. All that shit was created by white men. Now you say time and time again, you niggas come out on the block and say the white man created the book. Then we ask you to show it. You can't show it. But then when we dig into your religion or your so-called doctrine, we can prove that your doctrine comes from a so-called white man. Then you looking stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Looking like SpongeBob SquarePants once we get finished with you, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm a wild.
Yeah.
I got that other gutter rat's name. It's Melville J. Herskovitz. And it says in his biography that he was born in Antipolo City to Jewish immigrants in Bellefonte, Ohio in 1895.
Of course.
Yes. That's their heritage, man. Their heritage. They go back to Amalek, man. They're not the true people. And we're going to prove that they know that they're not the true people.
You say you wanted Micah?
Start the top.
Micah what?
4.
All right. Micah 4:1. It says, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountain, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it.
Right. Mountains represent governments, large governments, and hills represent smaller governments. So in the scriptures, the prophecy says that the law is going to go forth from Jerusalem. And that's what's going to happen in the last days. So if it clearly tells you in the law that a man's not supposed to lie down with a man, how are you going to have a gay pride parade? Well, like, that's clearly off, man. Keep going out.
If I could say, if you don't mind me saying, that just shows you, going back to Deuteronomy 7:6, that they are not that peculiar people, man. They are not that chosen people, man. You know, because if you can have a gay pride parade in Israel when it's said that the Lord is not for that gay shit, you know, you just giving yourself away.
Yeah.
It says, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the words of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Now, is that happening? Are nations learning the commandments of the Heavenly Father from Zion? No, of course not, man. These people push feminism. They push all sorts of manner of sexual deviancy. They push contrary to the dietary laws. You know, they themselves, they don't eat pork. They put pork in everything, man. They don't even eat that, man. But they feed that to everybody. This prophecy that we're reading is clearly not being fulfilled by so-called Jewish people. Those are counterfeits. A counterfeit is not the same, man. Keep going out.
It says,
Oh, Slocky, if you could, oh, you got it, man-made religion.
Yeah. You got the guy John Smith, in 1608 created the Baptist religion. You got Charles Parham created the Pentecostal religion. Joseph Smith, the Mormon religion. Charles,
They're all Edomites.
Yeah, Amalekites. You got Charles Taze Russell. I did this a video on them, and I called it religious niggerism, because that's what it is, man. You see, about a year ago, it says,
and all of them. I want to say this real quick, and all of them high level Scottish Rite Masons too, man.
Come. It says Charles Taze Russell created the Jehovah Witness religion. That's why our people always ask, what religion you is? Baptist, because they brainwash from the knowledge of these Amalekites, man. All right. When you walk around and say you non-denominational, Seventh-day Adventist, you you might well call yourself Bruce fucking Willis, man. You're calling yourself everything else, man.
Yeah.
And they got William Miller created the Seventh-day Adventist religion. All these doubles, man. Look at them.
Mm-hmm. If I could add real fast, the brother from New York, the brother Watchman, he did a video showing Ja Rule talking about his people was Jehovah's Witness. Then his mom was fucking with Islam, but his partner was a Christian. So Jay got all these different ideologies, and about time they grow up, they like, hey, I don't even mess with God.
Yeah,
you
know? I don't believe in none of that.
I don't believe in none of it.
You can understand why, man. The Heavenly Father doesn't want everybody, so he just put all this madness and bugness. Like when you read Isaiah, it tells you he mangled a perverse spirit, because these people are led by the flesh. They're not led by the spirit. So if you first of all, if you're a child of the Heavenly Father and you're of the elect, eventually you're gonna hear this word and you're gonna remember. That's what the word education means, to draw out. It's already in you. So all of these other perverse philosophies, that's set up for these people that's not meant to come into the congregation. That's the brother.
Hey,
part of the exile.
I got it right here. What's going on? This is Jeremiah 6:21. Therefore, thus says the Lord, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and the fathers and the sons together, the fathers and sons together shall fall unto them. The neighbor and his friend shall perish, man.
John, that's what's happening, man. Stumbling blocks. All right. Even Yahushua, he's a stumbling block for the 2/3. All right. It tells you in Luke that he's born for the rise and fall of many in Jerusalem. He was a walking stumbling block, man. But read the second half of that Micah 4:2 again, because
I want to say something too. Like today, we were dealing with a old bottle. One thing I caught with that guy talking about, this the Old Testament. The Mosaic. I mean, when niggas talk like that, he don't even believe in the Old Testament, man. What that was, man?
Satan.
Yeah, but that guy talks about the Old Testament in a way that you already peep out. He don't believe in the Old Testament, man. He don't even really believe in the whole book. He just really coming out of the debate some shit he don't know, man.
Yeah.
He's talking about he was learning for 50 years or whatever, but who is he learning from? He was learning from Amalek. That's who controls the seminary schools. That's who controls these theologian schools. When you see
high schools, the high schools, the elementary schools, the colleges, that's who control everything when it comes to so-called education, man. Because this education don't draw nothing out of you but wickedness, man.
And so-called Jewish people, like you always bring out, they don't even go to the schools we go to. They control our curriculum, but they teach their own people something totally different. They learn about generational wealth. They learn about debt. They learn how the economy works. They learn how to network. And they teach you Harriet Tubman and George Washington Carver, man. That's what we learn, man. Peanut butter and the black woman liberated you. What are you gonna do with that? I mean, for real, like you get Black History Month, you learn about peanut butter, and you learn the black woman freed you. That's what you learn from Jewish people. That's African American studies. Total madness. Want to read Micah 4:2 again, the second half after the.
It says Micah 4:2, the second half, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path.
Right.
For
now,
the law.
Right. When you go to the new covenant, it says every man will not have to teach his neighbor. The Israelites are going to have the new covenant. So this further proves that the heathen are not going to have anything to do with the new covenant, because they're going to have to come to Jerusalem to learn the laws from us. And that's clearly not happening right now. Because why? Those are not the Israelites in the land. Those are Israelis. That's two different words. If you notice, they never call themselves Israelites. They say they're Israelis. They say they're Jewish, which the suffix ish means pertaining to or similar to. They're kind of like Jews, which they're nothing like us, man. They're imposters. They're counterfeit. Keep going. Read verse 3.
It says, want me to finish 2 off?
Yeah.
It says, for the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into pruning hooks, to plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Now, when you go to the declaration, there was war as soon as they got into the land. According to prophecy, when the Israelites return back into Jerusalem, there's not going to be any more wars between the nations anymore. We're going to destroy all their weapons. We're going to have them in total subjection. For brother can get Revelation 2:26, we're going to have them completely bowing down to us. There's not going to be any need for war. First of all, the whole earth belongs to the Israelites. And after they serve out their judgment, they're going to be returned to their homeland, every nation. Esau is going to be completely done away with, and the other 16 nations are going to be returned to their homeland, and everybody's going to live in peace. You're going to have to pay your tribute to Israel, but there's not going to be war anymore. So when you look at these counterfeit Jews, when they return to the land, war increased. The proliferation of nuclear tests, that increased. These nations going against nations, that increased. The UN going around the earth, just creating all sorts of mischief. That's increased, man. So they're clearly not the people. Read verse 4. Baba Kushan.
And I got some info real quick.
Go on. Just read verse 4, and we'll get into the get back into the.
You talking about Micah?
Come on.
All right. It says, but they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts had spoken it.
Right. It says none shall make them afraid. These so-called Jewish people, they're terrified of Iran. They're terrified of all their neighbors because their neighbors want to destroy them. They want to wipe them off the map. That scripture says none shall make them afraid. If you're the people of the Lord and the Lord is dealing with you, which he would have to be dealing with you if you're fulfilling the prophecy of being returned to the homeland, the Lord should have your back. Why are all these nations making you afraid if you're the chosen people? We don't fear anybody but Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We're at a lower state right now. And we have no power, we have no military, no physical military, and we don't fear anybody because we know Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is with us. They're terrified. They control the banking system, they control education, they control the SWIFT, they control everything, and they're still terrified because they know the Lord's not dealing with them. You got it, Ryan.
Hey, as it says in Micah chapter 4, verse 3, they shall not learn war anymore, and they'll beat their swords in the pruning hooks, or the swords in the plowshares and their spears in the pruning hooks. In the back of what you just said, after those gutter rats really got into the land in 1948, in the 50s you had the Korean War, in the 60s the Vietnam War, all throughout the 80s you had wars in Central and South America. You also had the Iran-Iraq War, Operation Desert Storm, the war in Iraq, Afghanistan, the Syrian Civil War, etc., etc. But on the Wikipedia page for the Israeli Declaration of Independence, it reads that the Israeli Declaration of Independence was proclaimed on the 14th of May, 1948. And then when you go down to the aftermath of that declaration, it reads, the declaration was signed in the context of civil war between the Arab and Jewish populations of the Mandate that had started the day after the partition vote at the UN 6 months earlier. Neighboring Arab states and the Arab League were opposed to the vote and had declared they would intervene to prevent its implementation. In a cablegram on 15th May 1948, the Secretary General of the United Nations and the Secretary General of the League of Arab States claimed that the Arab states find themselves compelled to intervene in order to restore law and order and check further bloodshed. Over the next few days after the declaration, armies of Egypt, Transjordan, Iraq, and Syria engaged Israeli troops inside the area of what had just ceased to be mandatory Palestine, thereby starting the 1948 Arab-Israeli War.
Hey, I got a cut to that, man. I got a stone cold cut to that. This is showing you, how those gutter rats, not us. This is a plain one, man. This is Hebrews. I'm gonna start at 13. Hebrews 11:13 says, "These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persecuted of them that embraced them gutter rats, and confessed. And confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth." And this is the point. Everything else is the point. It says, "For they that say such things desire plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they have been mindful of the country from whence they came out, they might have opportunity to have returned, man." It says, "But now they desire a better country that is in heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for he has prepared for them a city," man. That's a cut.
That's right. That's right.
How the fuck you in the land already, man?
Yeah. The Messiah is going to bring us back, man. There's no possible way you could be under the curses of the Heavenly Father and then deliver yourself through paperwork. That's completely asinine, but that's a lot of people really think that. Like, I'm under a divine curse, but I'm gonna just write a declaration. Now I'm an Israelite. Now I'm from the tribe of Judah. No, you're an Edomite, man.
And they got the world so bugged out that people literally believe that they are the Jews.
Yeah.
Because they had the Balfour Declaration in 1948. That don't coincide with the scriptures
At all. Which we're reading right now, man.
Yeah, I got a precept too.
Bring it out, huh?
All right, this Hebrews 8:10. "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, said the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people."
That's right.
And so, yeah, if we was in that land, if they were the true people, the Most High laws would be on their minds and their hearts, and everybody be on one accord. Not to eat shrimp, crab, lobster. Gays gonna be parading around having festivities and all this kind of BS. And you won't have no heathens in your land owning businesses. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cut to them right there. Yeah. Hey, those are not the people. Never have and never will be.
Yeah, not just businesses, but religions. How you gonna have a Islamic mosque in Jerusalem? It's not gonna be any Islam when we get back to the homeland, man. We're gonna go around the earth destroying all these idols, and there's not gonna be any religions. It's gonna be the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai implemented by the Israelites, the priests and kings that was set up to rule from the beginning.
No democracy either. It ain't gonna be none of it. It ain't gonna be no voting. You know what I'm saying?
We tearing down the strongholds right now to let you know they ain't gonna enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna tear the strongholds down on this side, which we have pretty much. We done exposed, pretty much all the all of the wicked idols and the religions and the people that's behind the religion. Because once you basically uproot the person that created the religion itself have no power, man. Just like the idol. All right. If you break the idol down, the people following it, they ain't gonna follow it no more. Because they follow it based upon the idol that's set up with it. Because with the people they're Aaron, they basically like build us an idol that we may follow. When Moses went up and to receive the law, statutes, and commandments, man, for that season. They wanted them to build them something that they could worship. So when you break down the thing that they worshiping, all you got left is the people. All right, you don't have nothing to basically look up to, man, or no idol to basically worship, man. You got it.
Yeah, we're gonna prove that these people, these scholars, they've always known who we are, and they've intentionally kept our history and our heritage from us. And this is, let me share my screen again. This is actually a classified document that was declassified. It's from the U.S. Department of State. You can share the screen. You see it out?
Yeah, I'm trying to do it now.
Oh, come on.
Shit jumping around. Hold on.
Yeah, this is from the U.S. Department of State. This is a .gov website. This is an official document from 1969. This is a classified document from Henry Kissinger, who was a devil. All right. Now watch what he wrote to the president here. It says, let me get to the point. It says the Igbos are the wandering Jews of West Africa. Now, why is an advisor to the United States president telling him in a classified document that Negroes in West Africa are wandering Jews? Because he knows the truth. All these people know the truth. This was classified, but the Lord right now, he's springing forth. The scriptures tell you in Esdras that truth is going to spring forth across the earth, man. You can't hide this anymore. You can't hide who you are. You can't try to claim that you're something you're not. At the end of the day, everybody's going to have to fall into their lot. The prophets are coming back in their lot. The people that murdered the Messiah, they're coming back in their lot. These niggas and these heathen. It's being exposed. If somebody give me Isaiah 25:7, man, we're in that time.
I got you.
God.
This is Isaiah 25:7. It says, and he will destroy this mountain, the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Right, there's a veil over all nations, but the Heavenly Father's destroying that right now. When you go into Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, and he covered the faces of the judges. Who are the judges? The Heavenly Father's the top judge. His only begotten Son, he gave judgment over to his Son Yahushua, and then the angels, man, the Alahayim, the prophets, the house of David. Those are the true judges, man. Their thrones set for judgment in the house of David. All right, so that covering cast is coming down. As the brother posted earlier in the chat, he posted 1 Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images, man. That goes back to the Greco-Roman Empire. When the Greeks came into power under, again, Alexander the Greek was an Amalekite. When he came into power, it says the first thing that happened was that evils multiplied on the earth because they're not the people. You can't give power to a child. He doesn't know what to do with it. He can't handle responsibility. He doesn't have any discipline. He doesn't respect boundaries. You can't just give the keys over to, you got a 3-year-old son. You're gonna give him the keys to the car and just tell him, hey, go get groceries. Yeah, I'm gonna go get groceries, Dad. I'll be right back. No, he's gonna destroy your car. He's gonna destroy himself. He's gonna destroy whatever's in the car. The scriptures tell you that children are our oppressors. The children goes into Esau Edom. He's really a child, man. He's not fit to rule.
Mm-hmm.
You had the other article out? It's like in the book.
What book you talking about?
Inhabitants.
Who you talking to?
Raya, the earth and its inhabitants.
Oh, Khan. I also got some more information too.
Khan.
This is a book titled The Earth and Its Inhabitants, Africa, Northwest Africa, by a French geographer, Elise Rufus. And it says the kingdom of Judah was in West Africa, and the people were known as the Jews. And further on in the book, it reads, east of Great Popo begins the Dahomey territory, guarded by the important town of Glehuch, known to Europeans by the various names of Fida, Hida, Wa'idya, Alida. The old writers called it Judah. Its inhabitants were said to be Jews, while the neighboring river Alala, whose real name is Ephra, became the Euphrates.
God. And there it is in plain English, man. These people have always known who we are. When you look at these old maps, it actually tells you Kingdom of Judah right on the map. And then the elder brought out the other book that goes into the slave ports here in Louisiana. They knew that they were taking Judah. So this is news to us. You know, our brothers and even sisters around the world are waking up to who we are. But these devils always know. They always knew who they had in captivity. And there's another Salakia.
And I got another bit of information when you're ready.
Come on. Yeah, it says here, the Jews expelled from Portugal at the beginning of the 16th century were also condemned to slavery and distributed over various districts in San Miguel. So they knew that the Jews were the so-called Negroes were the Jews that were dispelled and went into slavery, man. This is well documented. You got it, Doc.
Khan. This is from a book by a British Edomite named Flora Shaw titled A Tropical Dependency, and it deals with the Negroes of the west coast of Africa. And this is on page 319. There have been evidently 3 stages in the history of West Africa to which 3 great religious movements have corresponded. There was a first and very early period of what I may call pure Negroism, to which the religion of the fetish corresponded. During this period, pygmy races occupied the middle Niger, and fetish worship prevailed upon its banks. And that's pretty much talking about those Hamites, or so-called Africans on the west coast, before Jake moved down there and pushed them out of the way. There was here's the important part. There was a second period, still very early, of occupation by peoples whose origin is variously stated to have been from India, Babylon, Persia, ancient Egypt, and Phoenicia. And with this occupation came a form of paganism of which the rites still practiced have points of similarity with what we know as the worship of Astarte, Jupiter Ammon, and Isis. But the point I wanted to focus on was where it says that when the second period came in, where these other New World type people came in and pushed those pygmy Hamites out of the way, it says their origins were from India, Babylon, Persia, ancient Egypt, and Phoenicia, jakes which are scattered all around the Middle East that migrated to the west coast of Africa and brought those pagan heathen philosophies with them.
God. And there's a judgment for just going around the earth claiming to be other people, just stealing their heritage. There's a great judgment for that. We're going to get it. Somebody get Ezekiel 36 and start at the top.
I got it.
Oh.
This is Ezekiel 36, verse 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy hath said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places, Salakia, are ours in possession.
Right,
Therefore,
they said, aha, we have the homeland, we have the Holy Land in our possession. When you go into the history, the Israel is actually located in the chief real estate of the earth. There's something called the King's Highway, and there's also numerous oil pipelines that run through it. Whoever controls the Middle East controls all the oil and commerce that goes from Western Europe all the way to Eastern Europe and Asia. So that's a cheap place to conquest. Also Africa. So you have all of the mineral resources and natural resources of the whole continent of Africa. You have Europe and you have Asia. All of that has to go through Jerusalem, man. That's the apple of the Lord's eye. And right now, real Israelites are scattered all over the earth, but the Heavenly Father still has his eye on that place. And you have, if you could just imagine, again, look at what he did to us, his chosen people that he loves. Look what he did to us when we defiled the land. So just imagine how much rage and indignation is being built up from what these heathen are doing over there. Keep going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick. It also was known as the Fertile Crescent, man. And one of the regions, even going back into Alexandria, that he took over was Macedonia, man. And he took over all them different islands around that, man, because that was the hub for trading of spices and herbs, and food and stuff, man, and whatever other knickknacks they had back then, man.
And gold.
You control that, you control the whole known world, man.
Yeah, our temples had so much gold. Like Israel was balling, man. People really don't understand how rich King Solomon was. They don't understand the magnitude. They don't understand how much gold was in the temple. When you go into those Roman devils, they actually commemorated sacking our temple and stealing all of our wealth, man. Then they came over to Central and South America and North America, and they stole our wealth again. That's really Israel's land, man.
Right.
The Catholic Church just went around stealing gold everywhere, man. These people have to pay for. Or just continue reading. It's gonna say.
Verse 3. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision, to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful mind, to cast it out for a prey.
Right. And as brothers already know, Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. All right, so here we have in prophecy that Edom would appoint our land, the chosen land, into their own possession. And they said, aha, when they did it. As we brought out on the block earlier, man, they also said, raise it. And we were getting taken down by the Babylonians, man. These people have always hated us. Even when we came out of Egypt, they wouldn't let us pass through, man. Just hating for no reason. They're just full of a perpetual hatred for their ex-brother, Jacob, all right? Because we're not brothers anymore. We're clearly, there's a great gulf fixed between us. And proving the.
I got you something up after the elder.
Go ahead.
I got you something after you up.
You got it up.
Oh, I got it. This
I got it right here.
All right, come.
I was trying to tell them I had one going into.
Go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
This first Maccabees 5:2, it says, therefore they have thought to destroy the generations of Jacob that was among them, and therefore unto they have brought to slay and destroy the people. It says, then Julius fought against the children of Esau in Idumea at Rabbin, because they besieged Israel, and it says, and he had given them a great overthrow and abided their courage and took their spoils. They did it then. They did it past, present, and they're trying to do it again to where they put us in slavery again, man. If you let Esau have his way, they're trying to put us back in slavery, man.
Yeah, if he could, he would just keep us. If he could, he would wipe our seed off the earth. That's what Cain tried to do. Cain tried to just wipe the holy seed off the earth, but the Heavenly Father raised up Seth and kept the line going. And he made a promise to our seed, and he put by Esau. That's really why they're mad, man. They've been rejected. They cry bitterly, but the Most High is not hearing their cry. You got it, Kaya.
This Job 34:17. It says, shall even he that hated right govern?
That's beautiful, man. If you hate righteousness, how are you going to execute righteous judgment? That doesn't go together. They don't believe, for example, they don't believe sodomites should be put to death. They really believe that should be promoted and taught to children. So how are they going to be judges? That's why in their false legal system, their criminal justice system, which is a system controlled by criminals, they put on the wool. They try to pretend to be Jake. They're imposters, man. They're counterfeit Jewish people, man. They have nothing to do with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And as we always ask, if you're the tribe of Judah, where are the other 11 tribes? How the hell do you not care who your 11 brothers are, man? What's up, Bob?
You good?
Fine.
Yeah, but let's go back into the nature he had back then when he told the Most High, "Am I my brother's keeper?" He didn't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
Which he ain't know. We know that he is the people, man.
He's about to say that. It says, and shall even he that hated right govern? And wilt thou condemn him that is most just? Is it fit to say to a king, thou art wicked? And to princes ye are ungodly.
Yeah. It tells you in Ecclesiastes, I've seen servants upon horses and kings walking as servants upon the earth. The actual servants of the earth are ruling. We're being ruled over by our oppressors, man. These people aren't fit to lead. They were created to serve. They were created to bow down. It tells you that in what, Genesis 27, man. Nations are going to bow down to us. And right now, the people that are supposed to be bowing down to us have total control over the economy, the resources, education, media, so on and so forth. And that's why the earth is in such a defiled situation it's in, man. No good. What clean thing could come from an unclean? Nothing, man.
I still got a little more.
Keep going.
It says 19. How much less to him that accepted not the persons of princes, nor regarded the rich more than the poor, for they are all the works of his hands.
God. This is a good one off the comment board. This is Aaron Boylan. It says Proverbs 20 and 21. An inheritance quickly gained at the beginning will not be blessed at the end. So if you go around the earth stealing, man, you're not gonna be able to pass that down to your inheritance for much longer. Like right now, what they do is they go into somebody's land, they just rename everything, they claim, they set up a bank, they set up an embassy, and they just act like it's theirs, man. But it's not yours. The Most High didn't give that to you. You took that. So guess what? You're gonna be taken, man. Going back in the number.
It tell you there's no darkness nor shadow of death where the workers of iniquity can hide themselves, man.
God.
The Lord see all his goings. You see, no matter what he did or how he felt like he done it in the shadows, the Lord gonna reveal the light on it, man. You got it, bro.
Yeah, if a brother can get Obadiah 1 and 6. Because at the end of the day, the devil's been trying to hide. Also get that, Kaya, if you can get Thessalonians, reveal the spirit of his mouth.
Come.
Gotcha.
Obadiah 1 and 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Right. And the answer is the prophets, man. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. That's how Esau's things are revealed and sought out, man, because the prophets have been at the forefront of exposing this devil, not only telling the chosen people who they are, but who our enemies are, who our imposters are. And that's how his things are, man. When you look at everything that the apostles have been teaching for 30 plus years, it's all manifested now, man. You can see who the prophets are. You can see who really had the truth all along. And if you're not a part of that, then hey, you have destruction to look forward to. You had it. Are you about to say something? Ari, are you about to say something?
No, I was just focusing on the scripture.
Oh, okay. You got it, Kaya. Get that Thessalonian.
Yeah, I got it. This 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. It says, and then, well, I gotta bring 7 out. Right? Oh, 6, man. Shit. It says, and now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity do it already work. Only he who now let it will let until he be taken out of the way.
Right, the Herodians, Amalek. All right, these devils have been in power going back to the Roman Empire. Now they fell for a brief moment, and then they came back with the Renaissance era, which the word Renaissance means rebirth. Rebirth of what? The ancient Roman Empire. Amalek ruling over the rest of the Edomites, and the Edomites ruling over. They gather in all nations. They did the same thing during the Greco-Roman Empire. They called it Hellenization. You basically go around the earth terrorizing people in the name of spreading democracy and civilization, which these people are anything but civilized. They're animals, but that's their propaganda. That's why the scripture says the mystery doth already work. Even at that time that Apostle Paul was writing that, the Edomites, starting with Amalek, were already in power. They were already working. Keep going out.
Hey, I want to say one thing, because we know through history that the most violent people on the planet Earth has been these so-called Christians or these Christian Edomites. They've been the most violent, man. You know, from start to finish, they have been the most violent people there is, man.
You have the nerve to tell us to love everybody. Where's the love? You got to spread love. You spread nothing but hate. What's going on?
Yeah, and then you go.
You got it, Art.
It says,
Trying to say, yeah, they
Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Samaya. What you about to say?
Oh, I was saying, yeah, you know, they teach love and all, but you know, they'll go drop some bombs on some Afghanistan, you know, stand-ins or something like that, or you know, go bomb a whole country.
Shit, right.
But they want you to grab a Bible and go around hugging everybody. It just don't make no damn sense.
Shit, right over here in the 60s, the early 60s, early to mid 60s, they was bombing churches, man. Edomites over here was bombing churches, man.
Mm-hmm.
They killed little girls and shit in the churches over here, man.
Yeah.
All in the name of Christianity, man.
That's a devil.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going up.
this 2 Thessalonians 2:8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right. How are the things that we sought out, man? The spirit of his mouth, the prophets, man. The prophets have been exposing this devil. And what's coming next, Zach? Read that second part.
It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders in the here.
Yeah.
That's right. And
They're working.
I just wanted to say, it came back to me. We lifting that skirt up, you know.
Yeah.
Esau is being exposed for who he truly is, a goddamn scumbag, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I got one for you too for that.
Yeah.
It's 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that they shall not come except they're come falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Yeah.
Right. And there it is. He revealed, his skirt is lifted, man. He, like you're saying, he pinned in the corner. We got him red-handed.
Yeah.
Literally.
Esau.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the word
Esau
means, red.
He's spiritually naked right now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
God.
He's got his ass in the breeze.
Yeah, facts.
Literally.
Good.
His shame covering him. Because you know that shame goes into nakedness, man.
God.
His shame will be shown.
You know what's crazy? the rabbis over the quote unquote rabbis over there, how you be the rulers of all this, but you in different news about biting off birds off foreskin of little kids and shit, man. getting herpes on your lip. How you in the news about this, man?
Oral
Yeah.
circumcision.
Oh, molestation rings and shit.
Right.
That's total bugness, man.
Hey, and those rabbis are supposed to be the spiritual leaders over in the land of Israel, but they have to be a part of the conservative party to vote on policies in the parliament.
That's crazy.
The Pope just was indicted on charges of molestation or whatever, right?
They sent him to an uncharted island.
Yeah.
He did that shit. He did that
He did that shit.
He did that shit.
Was he friends with Epstein?
There probably was there with Epstein.
Hey, they got papers came out from Anonymous right around the time all these riots were happening. They unloaded some papers where, you know, Trump was paying people off for rape cases and shit, man.
I believe that.
Doing all type of wicked ass shit with Epstein. They got Epstein out the way, man. He thought he was gonna run his goddamn mouth when he went to jail, man. So they clipped his ass.
You can share my screen.
That's how these
real quick,
devils get down, man. And they've been snatching little babies up, snatching you goddamn adults up and having their way with you, man. You know, I got some of the books in here. Tell you how they get down, man. The rich elites of this society, they get down in the worst way, man. All right? You don't give a damn about no, it's a little baby, or this is a woman. It's a grown ass man that eat your ass in a minute, man. They'll molest your ass in a minute.
The Pope going and show up at functions, but he actually, you know, indicted on charges, man. But they Salaki, you were speaking, brother, my bad. The article came out. You speaking? Samaki. He stuck?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, the Pope come out for functions, and he available for people to. Oh, you got it.
Oh, I ain't saying nothing.
Oh, all right, Con. Go ahead, y'all got it, huh?
No, make your point, huh?
Oh, all right, Con. The Pope, I believe, I think it was Raya with the article. It was something like that, a video on the Pope where he could come out. They let him come out of jail for the basically, come to functions and act like everything is civilized and normal, but he actually in fucking jail, man. The devil is in jail, man. And they let him come out. when people come to request for him, like as if he just really is this shit crazy, bro.
Hey, people head gonna literally explode when they find out who the real people of the Lord is, man. Like it's gonna fuck a lot of people up, man. For real.
That's in the scriptures.
They find out now, it's fucking them up.
Yeah. Yeah, but when they gotta face it and wholeheartedly see us going up in them chariots, oh man.
I know it hurt you Edomites to find out Tyrone on the street go and get everything, man. I know it hurt you.
That's that Wisdom of Solomon 5.
The strength of their salvation.
The first thing Esau think about, oh my God, he's gonna have my daughter. He's gonna do this to me. Yeah, you fucking right, man. When the Lord give us a power in the kingdom, man, we're gonna do it to you, man. In the worst way.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. You stupid bitch.
Right.
This is oral circumcision, man. This is what these counterfeit Jews are doing, man.
You got it on the screen?
They call
hold on real fast. You got it on the screen?
Go on.
All right, let me get it.
Now take a look at this. My favorite question, brothers already know, where is that in the scriptures? You got this man performing circumcision with his mouth. Where is that in the Holy Bible, man?
They called the Native Americans, quote unquote, the Native American savages. Yeah. That's some savage shit right there.
Yeah, man.
Bro, how is that even possible to suck skin off a person? Hey, this madness, bro.
Man, they not sucking it off, they biting it off, bro.
Yeah.
They gripping it with their teeth. They
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, bro.
This is part of their, like, look at this, man.
That's goneness, bro. Look at the baby crying to death, man.
Yeah. If this isn't the devil, where and who is he? Who would do something like this other than the devil? Who would, like, oral circumcision on a baby, bro? Like, how do you even think of something like that?
Hey, Raya, get something called the Septuagint 55B, man.
55 what?
B.
And it's not like Salakia. Yeah, it's not like it's just one of them in a basement somewhere. This is their culture. Look how many people in this room. It's not just one dude somewhere, man. This is what they are. This is a damn devil. Look at this, man.
That's homosexuality, man.
That's what
the Bible condemns this shit, man.
Like, it's a room full of them. Like, you hear about, like, okay, this guy's a pedophile. He's bringing kids into a basement. Like, it's one dude. No, this is their culture. These are a bunch of adults. These are doctors, dentists, lawyers. They're just standing around watching this, man.
Matter of fact, so you can put it on the screen. Why you going to get it? Septuagint 55B. Hold on, brother. Right there. That one, go move your mouse up. Right there.
Yeah, it says, Rav, come and hear a resolution from a Mishah, a girl who is 3 years and 1 day old, whose father arranged her betrothal, is betrothed with intercourse.
Betrothed, 3 years old?
This is madness.
Showing you this ain't the people, man. Showing you these ain't the people, man. This is in their book, man. The Talmud and shit. This is what they believe in, man.
It says, as the legal status of intercourse with her is that of a full-fledged intercourse. What? 3 years and 1 day.
Yeah,
Nigga say she old enough now, huh?
But Great Millstone is the problem.
Right.
But we the rapists, though.
Yeah.
But we the so-called rapists. We got brothers, got children, and daughters, and that. Come on, man. Bullshit, man.
This is buckness, man.
Yeah. Read it all the way out to the end. Right? Read it all the way out to the end.
It says
this is what the so-called Edom, the so-called Amalekites. This is what they're governed by, man.
Damn.
It says, and in the case where the childless husband of a girl who is 3 years and 1 day old dies, if his brother, the Yavam, engages in intercourse with her, he acquires her as his wife. What the fuck? What? Come on, man. And if she is married, a man other than her husband is liable for engaging in intercourse with her due to the prohibition of intercourse with a married woman. So, okay, so.
Bro, that's complete adultery with your father. Incest is, that's gone the dregs of worseness, bro.
I like how it says 3 years and 1 day, as opposed like 3 years old is too young, but 3 years old in a day, now she's ready. Come on.
Gotta wait for that day, huh?
Yeah. Happy birthday.
I'm on that same page, Jock. I got some more revealing information about Amalek for you.
Oh man.
Esau should have stayed his ass in them caves.
Yeah.
Oh, let me come out and come back.
Esau should have stayed his ass in them goddamn caves. How you come out them caves doing all this madness?
This is the worst thing ever, right? The fact this is who's ruling over us. How can Jake be cool with this? Like, we need to go march and beg for equality. Jake is out of his mind, man. Equality with this?
I'm gonna say, you know what's crazy about Jake? They'll see an Edomite doing that right in front of their face, but as long as he got the right amount of money to pay them all, they're gonna be like, I ain't seen nothing.
No, I'm good. Yeah, because all of these so-called celebrity Jakes, they're getting bent over and popped. They got something called a casting couch.
They know what's up.
Yeah, they know firsthand. They sitting on the casting couch. That's how they got to be where they are.
Yeah. They probably let a couple of Amalekites give them that circumcision.
Yeah. One of y'all have something? Ryan, you about to
Ryan had something.
This is under 45a. The Gemara asks, granted, according to the opinion of Rabbi Yohanan, it kind of sounds like a familiar name to somebody we know. Just as there is a Tana who says that 1 day in a year is considered equivalent to a year, so too there is a Tana who says that 30 days in a year are considered equivalent to a year. The Barateya states that according to Rabbi Meir, a girl 2 years and 1 day old is considered like a 3-year-old. Following the opinion that 1 day in a year is equivalent to a full year. Similarly, Rabbi Yohanan maintains that there's a second Tana.
What page you on? What page you on?
I'm on that same one. I just went down a little bit further.
Oh, okay. 55B.
45A.
45A.
Yeah, it's on the same. It's on the same page. You got to go further down. But it says, similarly, Rabbi Yohanan maintains that there is a second Tana who says that 30 days in a year are considered equivalent to a full year, and therefore a girl can be off by intercourse from the age of 2 years and 30 days. The last clause teaches that if the girl is that age, i.e. younger than 3 years and 1 day, The status of intercourse with her is like placing a finger into the eye. A dilemma was raised before the sages. What happens to this hymen, i.e. the hymen of a girl under 3 with whom a man engaged in intercourse? Does it disappear and come back again later, or perhaps is it removed at all until she reaches the age of 3? Just complete degeneracy.
This is all madness.
Yeah, man, we just gotta get out of this bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's enough of that. Yeah.
Oh, here's one more. Rav Haya, son of Rav Hika,
We have one more.
objects to this explanation. Hey, they're gonna take this video down.
Of course. Of course.
Objects to this explanation of the practical ramifications of the dilemma. But even if one maintains that the hymen of a girl younger than 3 disappears and grows back, one can still contend that this girl engaged in intercourse with another man, as who would say to us that a wound that was inflicted within 3 years of a girl's birth is not restored and healed immediately. Perhaps it is restored immediately, and this girl did not emit blood because another man engaged in intercourse with her previously, and she is there.
Hold on, they talking about a 3-year-old. They saying a 3-year-old got multiple lovers.
Yeah, and then they betrothed. Then the 3-year-old betrothed to her father.
Where was that, man? The one I just read was.
That's goneness, bro.
This is crazy. This says intercourse with a girl less than 3 years old does not permanently rupture the hymen, and therefore is no uncertainty whether she engaged in intercourse before or after betrothal. This is a 3-year-old. Clearly, it took place after betrothal, and there is only one uncertainty. Did she engage in intercourse by coercion or willingly? How do you willingly? How can a 3-year-old willingly do something to sex?
A 3-year-old can't consent to sex, bro. They can't consent to anything.
This is madness, bro. What the? Did she engage in intercourse by coercion or willingly?
You don't see them. You don't see Jakes that come up against us. You don't see them line up to come against these so-called Jews, man. These niggas in Hollywood don't come against these so-called Jews and gutter rats, man. But this is what gutter rats believe in, showing you they're not the people, man. They're not the lawful people of the Heavenly Father, man. The Heavenly Father people wouldn't be doing nothing like this, man. Jake has a mindset right now, even in his weakness, not to do no shit like this, man. You know? Shit crazy, man.
The inner working of the wicked. This is the inner working of the wicked, man. The high elites, the people that's controlling the water you drink, the food you eat, the air you breathe. This is what they doing, man, in they downtime, in they private time, man. Decapitated fucking devils.
It's another chapter in the Septuagint where it's like the brother went into earlier, where it says that thou should not lie down with mankind, but it says thou shalt lay down with a young boy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they say a boy that's not 13 yet is not considered a man, so it's not technically a man lying with a man. That's how they get around it.
That's diabolical. Right?
and they honestly they believe that when you pop a little boy in his anus, that you're coming closer to which they call sexual magic, man.
Yeah, Aleister Crowley wrote that. He said the highest form of magic is popping a boy, man.
Yeah, they should have. You get a lot of energy or power from the butthole or some shit like that, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what they believe in some circles of that whole sex magic thing? That if they sodomize enough young boys, that they'll be able to get out of the realm of the Most High and become a god in another universe, out of the Most High's jurisdiction.
I mean, come on, man. What else needs to be said?
Yeah, they don't got no words to describe this. We don't even know how to break this. Just stay against this shit, man. It's goneness, bro.
Bugness, madness, and goneness.
Cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a minute, an hour and 22. hour and 20 minutes, just about.
Yeah, if anybody else got anything, man, it's too much.
Hey, I got one more to show that just to further expound upon those gutter rats not being the people, because not only, as you said earlier, that Israel would be at peace in the land, but King David's also going to be ruling over us again in the land. And as we said earlier at the pre-camp video, do you see King David walking the earth again? And no, the David slingshot anti-missile defense system doesn't count. But this is Jeremiah 30. I'm going to start at 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, but they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be at rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations whither I have scattered thee. Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
Right. I got one as well. If you want to expound on it.
All right, got one on the comment board too. I want to get. You got it up.
All right. You want me to go with this one first?
Come on.
All right, this Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, and I wanted to bring this out because Esau doing all this shit because he believes he ain't gonna get judged. It's obvious, you can't be doing no shit like that and believing that you're gonna get away with it, because they believe they are, It's Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. It said, because a sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily before the hearts of the sons of men, it is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and you can clearly see they had a whole parliament of babies in that bit they was tearing down on. It says, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High.
Yeah, these devils don't fear the Most High, man. Fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. So what does that mean? Knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, man. That's all these heathen have. They have a bunch of fruitcake, demonic knowledge on the left-hand side, man. But I want to grab this off the comment board and wrap it up. This is the brother Kabar, Shabbat Shalom. It's 2 Peter 3 and 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Because we don't have that here, man. We just brought up a barrage of abominations, man. This is what's going on the earth right now. All of these hundreds of thousands of children that show up missing, where do you think they're going, man? What do you think is happening to them right now, right as we speak? These are the things that are going on the earth. This is why we need to get out of here. We need new bodies, and we need these heathen in chains. There's nothing else for them except hardcore slavery. That's the conclusion of the matter, man. So if anybody has anything else, all right, with that, we hope you brothers were edified and not too disgusted, man. It got kind of up there, but it just shows you that we're almost out of here. As the brother Samakia read, after this man of sin is revealed, that's the end, man. The end shall not come unless the man of sin, the son of perdition, is revealed, and he's been revealed. It's out there. All right. So Abarat Tazadas was edifying. You give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And a Bible ball.
Wow. 2 times.